Hello, welcome to Bridges.
Recording in progress.
Welcome to Bridges Live. This is Dr. Paul Dyer, and of course, as you know, that most of my shows, if all my shows, is that we have all these amazing guests and people who are doing some amazing things out there in the world. If it's in your world, my world, the global world, and the community of. I want to let Raymond introduce himself, but first, remember, if you have any questions or comments, you can always contact me at drpaulwdyer@gmail.com, or you can always inbox me whatever you've seen this podcast or hearing this or seeing this, because I got all kinds of things going on right now. But of course, it's social media. But more importantly, replay the podcast to see if you missed something. See if there's something that you want to learn more of, and then reach out, because my thing is about information, understanding, and action. If you hear something, understand it. If you can understand it, then hopefully you can implement it, because just hearing something is great, but if you don't implement it, then it's useless knowledge. Raymond, introduce yourself, please.
Hello, my name is Raymond Merritt. I live in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I'm happy and honored to be on this particular podcast. Dr. Paul invited me on. I'm not sure how we connected, but I know we're on LinkedIn. I'm not sure if I connected with you or you reached out to connect with me, but I'm happy and excited that I did connect with you and you invited me on the show. And as I said, I live in Philadelphia. We both were sort of in the same age category. We're both baby boomers. So we kind of chatted a little bit before we got on the call. We resonated with martial arts from school.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to be here. Yeah.
So I'm a New Yorker, if you didn't know. And if you're a Philly fan, so that means, are you a 76ers fan?
Absolutely.
So I'm a Knicks fan. But if
all right.
if most people don't know in our age, I was a Dr. J fan.
All right. Who's from New York?
Who's from New York? Who used to play with the ABA with the Nets, back in the day, but then went over to the 76ers, and man, those were some good games.
It was an exciting time, and in fact, it was rumored that was the reason the two leagues merged, is because of Dr. J's talent.
Correct. I heard the same thing. So what you do now is that you help people with transition and getting from a place where they thought they were and where they thought they were at, and then moving into a different direction or a direction for themselves.
Yeah, basically, my story is I worked for Verizon, which I guess most of the listeners are in the U.S. So Verizon is the major cell phone carrier here, and they also they had the phone lines, the traditional phone lines. So I was actually a telephone man. So I worked for Verizon. It was Bella, Pennsylvania when I started working there. I worked there for 31 years. So unfortunately, when it gets in that particular juncture in someone's career, companies look to trim the workforce. I really wasn't ready to retire at that particular time. I was 54. But I said, I'm going to go ahead and take it, because they kind of make it uncomfortable for you. And that just isn't with Verizon. It's with corporate America in general. They kind of want to get you out of there so they can get the young people in there and they can pay them less for benefits. So it's an intelligent move for them, actually. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm kind of reach out to people and trying to get people to go into business for themselves. And with the internet nowadays and all, it's easy to go into business for yourself. So I'm championing that particular cause. And I particularly want to help people in our age group and people that aren't really suited for the job market so far as the employers are concerned, age-wise.
When we talk about businesses, and I've been in some think tanks and collaborations, most people, the tough time is not the idea, and an idea can be vetted out and worked out with some people who are better knowledge than anyone else, but it's actually the financing of the business. With certain things, they say you got to have financing for about 3 to 5 years to really create success. So that is probably the toughest navigation for people, is how do they get the finances?
Yeah, that can be a real challenge. Me in particular, I've gotten into home business so far as was called network marketing, or some people know it as multi-level marketing. A lot of people, they're like, whoa, I don't want nothing to do with that because of stories where people ambushing them, getting them to go to home parties that they didn't realize was going to be a business opportunity sort of situation. But it's becoming more popular because of the internet and social media and stuff. And it's been shown to people improperly, and that's kind of part of the stigma as the why it has a stigma that people have labeled it that way. But the entry fee typically is $1,000 or less to get in that particular type of business. But the income potential is basically unlimited. So that's another thing, is that it's so unbelievable the amount of money you can make in network marketing that people just see it as a scam, or they believe it to be a scam when that isn't necessarily true.
Actually, all business is network marketing.
That's true.
I don't know how you want to look at it, but there's someone who's making more money than you are by the work you're doing.
That's correct. That's correct. And even certain business models, which are called direct sales,
right,
is similar to network marketing. It's companies like Mary Kay and Avon, and then just about everybody knows Avon, but they don't think of it typically as a network marketing type business, which it is. I mean, you build teams, and in real estate and insurance, you build teams, and it's sort of the same concept.
But with those, there's one thing people don't have is the spoken word to go meet people they don't know. And I think that's also now the struggle with those types of businesses, that you could try to get friends and family, but I tell you now, your friends and family are not doing the business with you. And if they do, they're going to hurt it. So stay away from the whole friends and family. I know when you go to those, they're like, get some friends. You must have 5 friends. You must have 10 friends, and they have 5 friends, right? Your friends aren't getting involved with you.
That's true, and typically, I mean, mostly there's a learning curve. There's a learning curve with everything, and people go out and they present it wrong to their family, and a lot of time they get shot down by their family because the family member's been approached by other people, and they're saying, "What, you're trying to do that thing too?" And that discourages them, and then they leave the industry, and then sometime they come back to the industry and they say, "Well, I'm not going to take it to my family." Because of that experience they had before. But you face rejection, and any type of exchange where you're selling something, you're going to face rejection. And people that typically come from a work environment where they get a W-2 paycheck usually don't go out prospecting people. So that whole thing of getting rejection really can be a cold water in someone's face. And typically people leave because of that shock treatment of getting rejection.
So let's help people. Let's talk about rejection. How would you coach someone through that?
Well, for one thing, typically you would tell somebody when you introduce somebody into the business, the first thing they want to do, because they're excited and they see the income potential of it, is they'll go out immediately to their family and present it without getting any coaching, or, typically someone should say, hey, before you go out and talk to your family, let's have some training and let's go through what you'll go through. We'll go through some scenarios, some role play and all. So they'll be braced for that type of rejection.
So give me an example what type of coaching you want to do to get people over the rejection, because I think understanding the business is one thing, and I think when I'm talking about like mental health and an emotional understanding, rejection is very hard for people if they felt rejected someplace in their life. It triggers a response, a chemical response that is a barrier for them to come over. So as you coach different people through rejection, do you guys navigate that, or do you just say it's about the information and data should clear this up?
Well, it's kind of presented as one of the things we tell people, or I tell people, it can be like a numbers game.
Yeah.
rejection is just part of it. Just go out and present to the next person. But you kind of want to, you kind of, like they say, throw stuff against the wall and see what sticks. But you kind of want to, like, say, for instance, it's a healthcare product or a weight loss product. I wouldn't go to somebody who's slim and try to get them to promote a weight loss product. So you kind of want to present it to people who are qualified with what you want to present them with. That'll kind of sort of lower the barrier or lower the likelihood of you getting rejected if it is something that somebody needs and could use.
With all the stigma you mentioned about home-based businesses, and is there a way you tell them that I understand what you're thinking, I understand why you feel this way, but here's the other side of this coin? Is that how you present it?
Exactly. We call it feel, felt, found. I know how you feel. I felt the same way, but here's what I found. Mm-hmm. And then you give them a little education, maybe on the industry, or they might not like network marketing because of prior instance. You say, well, here was what I found. And then you can always bring on an expert, because they're going to know, like if you present it to your sister or your brother, they're going to know you're not an expert at what you're promoting. So you kind of want to bring in your mentor or somebody that sponsors you into the business or knows about the business as a buffer to give them the resource that they could go to learn more about it. You don't want to present yourself as knowing a lot about something that you don't know anything about.
Growing up, my personal story is that my mother did Amway for a long time. And that was my first, what you call home-based business or multi-level marketing. I mean, Amway has gone actually through the stratosphere, and the way they have grown and not reinvented themselves. It's just like remasking themselves, but they're all over the place, and
they're still going strong.
Oh my God, they're still going strong. I mean, when you have a stadium, a football stadium built or a basketball stadium built for Amway, that should tell you something right there.
I was about to mention that the Orlando Magic in Orlando.
Yeah,
I was about to. Yeah.
So, but there's other home-based business, and I think there's a home-based business out there that is perfect for you. You just have to find it. Something that you are so interested in, if it is exercise, it's out there. If it is auto mechanics, it's out there. If it is cooking, it's out there. There's a home-based business out there for you that you may not be an expert, but you're passionate about it. And that passion is going to prevail you because you're already going to be immersed in the new products, or the goodness of a product, right? And I think that's going to help you. If I think a person goes into a home-based business that sells, I don't know, shoes, and you're not a shoe person, I don't know if that's going to really help you. I don't care how much money they make.
Right. Well, I'm an advocate for somebody doing their own thing, whether it's network marketing or affiliate marketing, something that you could do out of your home. Because if you're doing it out of your home, it's no low or no overhead. So that's kind of what I champion. But I mean, network marketing is my thing. But like I said, there's affiliate marketing and there's all kind of things.
What's affiliate marketing?
Well, affiliate marketing is basically promoting for a company their products, and they will give you a slice of the pie. Like for Amazon.com has an affiliate program where you could sell or you could promote products that are sold on Amazon, and if somebody buys it through your affiliate link or through it's basically they give you an affiliate link that you could get a slice of the commission. So you're basically promoting stuff for companies. And a lot of companies have jumped on board with it. A lot of big companies have jumped on board with that, where you could get a slice of or a commission from that particular sale.
Why do you think companies have gone that way instead of how it is? Is it because they can cut down their employee staff, so they can cut that down, and now they can just use the public to do their bidding for them?
Well, that's probably part of it. It's probably a number of things, but I would also say that it's just word of mouth has just become pretty known now, and companies see that, it probably was sort of not known, but now because information is so widespread that the companies are saying, "Hey, we need to jump on and do this," because people can promote online, whereas before they would go door to door or just tell their neighbor or their family. Like, I have 17,000 connections on LinkedIn. Now I don't know all these people personally, but I can reach out to any of them at any time. And so far as you being influential on social media, you can reach out to people on social media. So people have more reach than they had in times past. And I think companies recognize that and saying, hey, let's give these people, these influencers, a piece of the pie. And that's why they were adopting affiliate marketing, or that's my belief about it.
If people have more questions that they want to try something, how can they reach out to you for your advice or for your guidance or for anything?
Well, I mean, you could always reach out. For one thing, you could Google me. I actually Googled me before I got on here. And
what'd you come up? Did you like what you see? I don't know.
Well, it was about maybe 5 or 6 other Raymond Merritts that came up. But I was number one because I promote a lot of content on LinkedIn and Facebook. So that, because I do promote a lot of content, I came up, above those other 5, because a few of deceased guys as well. But I came up first, and so you can reach me through Facebook or LinkedIn, or just reach me by email, RaymondAMerritt at gmail.com.
Okay. I was always told, don't Google yourself. You may not like what you find.
I'm going to try and keep it that way, too. You're right.
I just think if we do good works, be a good person, do the right thing, be kind and compassionate, that I hope people will always find first.
Absolutely. Your character is everything, and your character can get assassinated. So your online presence is a very major thing nowadays. So
yeah, it is. But because I know people are right now going through character assassinations because someone didn't like what they were doing better than them, and it's so you just have to be okay with what you do, and that's where you're gonna have to stand. Because someone's going to assassinate you.
Right. And there's always going to be someone that doesn't like you.
Yes.
I mean, even if you Google Jesus Christ, there'll be people that say he didn't even exist. So there's always going to be people that are against you or don't like you or something. But you have to take the high road and basically stay away from that, because you can get drawn into it. Fighting back, you can get drawn into it. So you have to take the high road.
I did understand this. If you're gonna put yourself out there, really out there to do whatever you want to do, then you become a target, and you got to be okay with that. I mean, we just had Martin Luther King just had his birthday holiday on Monday, and if you don't remember that, people, he put himself out there for people and service, and that service got him killed. It doesn't matter what you felt about him, what you thought it was and why, but what he believed in got him killed. So, and then that's putting yourself out there for all the things you do. So you got to remember, go out there, be brave, be vulnerable also, because that's exactly what we are. Anything you want to say before we take off, Raymond?
No, I just want to take my hat off to you, because I see you doing a great thing. I was on one of your, what is it called, iHeart calls.
Yeah.
And I was very impressed. I really like what you're doing for your community. And I really like you. I'm glad we did connect, and I'd like to stay in touch.
Absolutely. We'll do this again, and then hopefully we get some questions that people come up with, and we'll start answering some of these people. Because people are going to have questions about home-based businesses, or how to. It's really the how. Like, I would like to, but I don't know how. I know the how, I just don't know my own why, So we have to be able to help navigate people through their next phase and their next transition.
Yeah, and I'm glad, I'm always happy to help anybody. Mm-hmm. And I'm not going to pitch you on what I do, but if home business is your interest, I'll be happy to help anybody out there.
Thank you. Thank everyone for listening to Bridges Live with Dr. Paul Dyer. We're listening to Raymond Merritt, and we'll be back again, touch you again. Always check out all my podcast channels with either iHeart, Apple, wherever you get all your podcast channels, or on my YouTube channel on Dr. Paul W Dyer. So you guys be kind, be compassionate, be blessed, and be safe. Thank you.